Hi, I'd like to make a couple of comments on Erika Kirk's speech during Charlie's memorial service a few weeks ago, and that's specifically the comment on "I forgive him." Now, I'm not making any comment or opinion. I don't have any opinion on the investigation, the legalities, the conspiracy theories. I just want to comment on what she said. I forgive him. Now, I certainly believe that we need more forgiveness in our society and in our culture, and good on Erika to have made that statement. But of the billion people that probably ultimately saw that video, it could cause you to think, gosh, I couldn't do that. I can't forgive the person that offended me. I can't forgive the offense. I can't forgive the abuse, the injustice. I tried, but it didn't work for me. And obviously, she's just got something I don't have. I would say really being able to forgive something like that in 10 days is a pretty big jump. I'm not saying we can't decide to forgive. We can certainly decide we want to forgive. We certainly can decide that that's our goal. So let me explain a little bit about this. And I think that sometimes when we hear people make statements like that, and again, it just sets that bar so high and we think, I could never do that. I tried that and I just, maybe I worked through some of it, but that's just not for me. And so we just kind of bury it in our heart and think, well, I'm just not going to look at that again. And negative emotions and toxic emotions begin to fester, and we get resentment and bitterness, and we're still having panic attacks or negative emotions, negative ramifications from unforgiveness. This is what the science is showing us. I just want to encourage you, revisit your forgiveness journey and just be open to it. You don't have to stand in front of one person or a church full of people or a billion people and say, I forgive. Just say, I want to be open to that. I'd like to get rid of some of these toxic emotions. And if by some chance church hurt is in your history, church hurt, church wounding is part of your forgiveness journey or your unforgiveness journey, I want to really encourage you to find a church that you can walk through that again. First of all, go to a doctor. Make sure your blood tests are good. Make sure everything checks out. You don't have some sort of a physical issue that's causing you to be depressed or have ruminating thoughts, things like that. Get checked out. Find a counselor. Find a therapist that you can work through. And then find a church. I've been a part of a church for decades. And I know we haven't always done it well. We haven't always supported people that are in pain. We haven't understood it. There's so much research out there now. There's so much. And churches, for the most part, are becoming more open to that. Most churches have either an education director or a counseling pastor. There's a lot of recovery groups in church. If you haven't been in church in a while, I just really want to suggest that you just find one close to you. You don't have to like everything about it. You don't have to like all the music or like the pastor, or just find a group of loving people that will walk through the hurt and the abuse and the injury and the offense that happened to you. Now, if there's a legal situation, if there's a criminal situation, I'm not talking about forgiving and dropping charges or not going forward with anything like that, because we need to take accountability and we need to hold people accountable for their actions. But as far as more than likely, you're not out there, you're not a vigilante trying to bring justice to the situation. So as much as you can, I just want to really encourage you to be open to being vulnerable. And it may take a few churches to find the right place, but there's so much more help in the church. It should have been there a long time ago, but it wasn't. And I'm sorry if you were one of those that were hurt, or you were not validated in your abuse or your mistreatment. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sure I speak for millions and thousands and, of people that are sorry that they weren't there. They understand more, or there are people there that do understand more. So I really want to encourage you, work on the F word, forgiveness. You'll be glad you did.